Welcome back to talkSPORT, Mr. Dillian Whyte. How are you, mate? You good?
I'm good. A bit frustrated, but good.
I can imagine. Listen, we've got lots to talk about, which is going to
Mm.
obviously include dogs on treadmills at some point in this conversation. You know how I roll in these interviews, mate. We're going to get stuck into a bit of that. But first and foremost, obviously, we've got to tackle what's happening next weekend or what is not happening next weekend. You were scheduled to fight Otto Wallin. So you take the floor, my friend. Tell me what has happened.
Nothing. I was training. I was ready. I was prepared. Obviously, spent a fortune in training camp. I see Wallin's complaining he spent 20,000 or something. I was like, well, try spending 6 times the amount of that in my training camp. People saying I pull out because of whatever reason. If that was the case, why would I have 4 sparring partners here paying out of pull out 3 weeks ago, whenever the ruling was? You know what I'm saying? I have the guys here, my whole team's here. I think people just started going home yesterday, because obviously we suffered the injury. I wanted to fight, and obviously the guys, obviously that's why you got professional people in your team, people who's use their brain. I use my balls and my muscle. And these guys are the brain guys and the surgeons and the doctors, and they told me, if you fight, you're gonna risk your career. So, what else am I gonna do?
It's a shoulder injury, yeah? What's
yeah?
Have you? Is it your rotator cuff? Is that what you've torn or something?
No, obviously I'm not sure. I don't want to go into too much details about it, but obviously there'll be a full statement and stuff go out that explain everything.
Okay. Do you have a prognosis of length of time of how long you're going to be out for and when you can actually get back into the gym and start training?
Well, I can't really do no real training for the next 6 weeks or so. So, just recovering and taking it easy. I've been training for a long time. As well, I've been training for the longest. So that could be part to do it as well. But probably I won't be able to do any real training for 6 weeks. But I'm still ticking over. Still obviously doing lower body stuff, and obviously I can't afford to just sit around and just lose everything, all the gains I've made these last few months.
Like you said, a frustrating time for you, especially with what is on the horizon. Activity is key. And you're a fighter that likes that activity. You like to be out there. You like to be doing your thing. So incredibly frustrating that you're not out there next week to be able to do something against the name that a lot of people know.
I love to fight. I didn't have to fight Otto Wallin, but we went and picked him. Otto Wallin was handpicked. I just picked him because people say, he's dangerous and he's this and he's done that to Fury. But I think he's garbage. And I was looking to stop him in the first 6-7 rounds, to be honest. Obviously, just because of activity and just the fact that, okay, cut Tyson Fury, but he didn't really show no real ambition in the fight, no real winner's mentality, because with a cut like that, he could have done everything he could to get it stopped. Fury came back and started beating him up and pressuring him in the late rounds. And that's why when the guy's saying I'm scared of him, I'm like, dude, I thought, you pull out a fight with Lucas Brown, I almost killed Lucas Brown. So why would I be scared to fight you?
I mean, we know that Dillian's the interim WBC champion. He's been waiting 3 years, let's be honest, waiting 3 years to challenge for the title, while Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury have held the belt. COVID's held him up as well. And, I was out with you, wasn't I, Dillian, in Portugal a week ago? And you and I spoke for half an hour about you preparing for Otto Wallin. And you said all those things that you always say, which is that I'm prepared to fight. I just want to fight. You're a warrior. We know you are. It's why you become box office. It's why we love you. Because you'll fight anyone, any place, any time. We know that about you.
My record shows it.
It does. It does show it, and how active you are. The only thing that happens now, though, that I feel doesn't work for you is if you have to wait now to fight, say, till March, that'll mean you've been out for a year and you haven't been inactive like that for a long time.
Yes.
And also, I think with all the naysayers around, I mean, it's brilliant you've explained it. They clarified what's going on. I don't think Eddie Hearn helped last night in an interview with IFL where he said, now you might fight Fury next. And it made everyone kind of assume, he's just pulled out because it's Tyson Fury next, not Otto Wallin. And he did say that yesterday. But if you do get Fury next and it happens to be March next year, presumably you go with that.
Yeah, of course. Fury's got the world title, and that's what I've been waiting for. That's what I've worked for. And that's what, I've paid, I didn't know my sanctioning fees. I've paid towards the belt along of weight or patience. I could have easily abandoned this route and gone down another route like years ago, but I've waited and I've waited and I've waited and I've waited and I've pursued and delayed and delayed and waited. So what am I going to do? Obviously, Otto Wallin is a handpicked cherry. You know, obviously, fight Otto Wallin or fight Tyson Fury. What are you going to do? It's common sense. But like I said, listen, I'm not scared of no one. I've not pulled out a fight before. You know what I mean? I wanted to fight.
Dillian, you can't do anything till early December now, as you're saying, right? So that's when you'll get back into using your upper body again. Should we be now waiting? Should pressure be applied to the WBC by everyone just to see what they're going to mandate, rather than them sit back and not do anything for a while?
I think they're going to mandate me versus Tyson Fury. They basically said it already. So it's already been mandated already, really. So we don't need to wait.
But we need a date, though, don't we? We need a date. I know there's 30 days, but we need a date.
Well, obviously, that's for me and his team to sort out at the end of the day after he just fought. Yeah. You know, we don't know when he wants the rest. We don't know what Tyson Fury is going to do. He might just tomorrow just said, yeah, that's it, I'm done. He might go missing. He might disappear. You don't know. So
we have to get him quick. Get him quick.
Well, we was ready before this fight. You know, he's pulled out 2 fights to me before. If you remember, he mandated to fight me twice before, and he's pulled out. So I can't.
Vegas, Dillian. Vegas, Wembley Stadium, Otto Arena.
I wanted to be in the UK, man. It's a must. That's a UK fight. You know, Vegas is great. I love to go to Vegas and fight, but that's a British fight, you know. That's the biggest British heavyweight title fight since Deontay Frank Bruno.
Agree.
I like it.
I agree.
Sorry, Ad. Cardiff, would it be if it's around March, April?
I don't know and I don't care. As long as it's in England, I don't care.
That's a fair point. Fair point. Dylan, you just mentioned there that there was obviously other options, and you put your attentions into the WBC, and they've kind of mugged you a little bit over that period of time. Hindsight's a wonderful thing in boxing, mate. Has there ever been a period, maybe over the last 2 years, where you thought to yourself, I should have taken this route, or I should have taken this route because these guys aren't looking after me, you know what I mean? Was there ever an opportunity there that you thought, if I'd have done this, I might have got my world title shot a bit quicker?
There is always that thought in the back of your head, but, you know, I try to live my life on a forward-thinking mentality, and I think, if I done this, so my whole life would have been, if I went to school, if I had better this, if I had this, if I had that, I'd have been my whole life, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't move forward in life. I would just be bitter and be angry and thinking, this. But this is life, you know, like you know, when life gives you lemons, you have to try and make lemonade and just suck the lemons.
Fair point. You really fancied the Wilder fight, didn't you? I could tell in your eyes that you really fancied that Wilder fight.
I've been trying to fight Wilder for the longest time, you know. What more could I do? What more could I honestly do to fight Deontay Wilder? You know, he picked Tyson Fury over me because he thought Tyson Fury was an easy walkover because the mental state and out of the ring and out of shape, and you got beat up.
What did you think of that third fight, Dillian? You must have enjoyed it. Most of us did.
I think the third fight took a lot of both, man. And Tyson Fury doesn't seem to be getting any better technically. He seems to be trying to be more of a puncher and you know what guy's done. But I think that's because
that suits you, doesn't it?
I think that's because he's naturally slowing down now. You know, I think he's naturally slowing down now, and then obviously probably the crunk style or whatever, you know. And he's taking a lot more punishment than he used to do. And also, he's under pressure to make fights exciting. Because let's be honest, Tyson Fury fight sucks. You know, like his last 3 fights with Deontay Whyte has been good, but before that, there's no real fight. It's Tyson Fury. You think, wow, that was amazing. Okay, he beat Klitschko, but it wasn't like, wow, that was a sick fight. It was like, wow, he actually beat Vladimir Klitschko, but wow, it was the real 12-round bore fest, you know.
Yeah, but he did nullify a guy who. Yeah, but he did nullify a guy who dominated
Gareth, relax, man. Relax. Klitschko was 60 years old by that time. Relax. that was an aging Vladimir Klitschko. He lost the ring. He lost the edge of the ring canvas and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Come on, let's be honest. Like, I think even the Klitschko turned up against Joshua was better than the one that Fury fought. Let's be honest.
I think he took his jab away. Brilliantly.
Oh, you can think whatever you want to think. That's up to you. That's your opinion. I don't really care about whatever you think about whatever.
Well, thanks.
What do you make of Anthony gym hopping in America at the moment, mate? Obviously looking for new coaching prowess.
You know what? The easiest thing to do when you lose is to question the people around you instead of questioning yourself.
Great. Yeah.
You know, it's easy to, because Robert McCracken, I think, is a great trainer. Look at what he done for Carl Froch and other people, you know what I mean, and the GB squad and other fighters that's come up on. I think he's a good trainer. I think he might be the more supplest trainer because he teaches the guys to keep that style where you know, we're gonna keep it long and keep it basic, but it's effective and it's got luster to the World Championship. But when you lose, you start looking for excuses. Maybe I didn't sleep enough. Maybe it's my coaches. Joshua's problem is with himself. It's not with his coaches. It's not with no one. It's him. He let all these idiots come around him and start telling him, yeah, do this and be like this he should have started steaming Usyk after a few rounds. He should have at least tried. You know what I mean? He just subdued to a 12-round beating and got stopped, in my opinion, in the last round. You know?
Do you think he can beat him in the second fight?
I don't know. I thought Usyk stopped him in the last round. I thought he got stopped. You know, I thought the referee should have stopped it.
Listen, it's good to listen. I'm loving the social media updates with your dogs running marathons, man. Anyway, you keep them covered.
No worries, man.
Listen, pal, all the best. Heal up well. We hope to see you soon, and we're looking forward to hopefully the WBC pulling the finger out the backside and maybe mandating a fight that we can get on next year. Yeah.
Yeah, respect, man. Thank you.